Hi guys, welcome to the Life App interview. Today we have Michael Rome with us. He's very fit and very healthy and very intelligent. So Michael, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you very much, Josh. I wouldn't say I'm very intelligent. I know a few things here and there. So, hi guys, my name is Michael Rome. I am the user experience architect here at the Indigenous Digital Excellence Initiative. And my role entails that bit between psychology and information technology. And it's a wonderful area where I get to ask the questions about how do you feel about the interface that you're using and how that relates to having a good experience or a bad experience. That's my bit where I measure that. My family is from the Torres Straits. My mother's from Adelaide, my father's from the Torres Straits. He's a pearl lugger and my mother's a nurse. So an interesting combination in there in between. And our family sort of extends all the way down through Cairns and Yarrabah.
What sort of extracurricular activities do you do?
Look, I've surfed all my life. I've had been very lucky to live by the beach, had a beach surfing culture all my life.
Yep.
And that's, yeah, at the very core, that's who I am, I think. You definitely learn a few things by the beach about nature and about weather, about what the ocean and the energy can do for you and what it can do to you as well.
You exercise about 6 times a week for about 45 minutes. And then on the weekends, you were saying that you do about 4 hours each day in the surf. So how do you fit all that in?
I want longevity, to be honest. At the end of the day, I want to be able to be surfing in my 70s, 80s and 90s, obviously.
Yeah.
So recognising that, you know, yoga, stretching, weight regimes, obviously even now I've just got into CrossFit and that's amazing. Should have got into CrossFit a long time ago. That kind of thing, those kind of things are what I'm recognising and what I kind of need in my life. And thankfully, I've really built them in well.
People that do have a lot of physical activity and, you know, quite long days at work, they seem to not be sleeping a lot. How do you go if you're sleeping?
It's easy. You've just got to have a regime.
Yeah.
I think that right now, well, and also and we've talked about this off camera, is that I'm single, and that's, you know, it's not healthy, but it is healthy. But it just gives you more control over your life and what you choose to decide to do when you want to do it and things like that. So if I do, say, a big tear that day, I know I can sleep for 10 hours easy.
You've also spoken about you've never been a smoker, you rarely drink, maybe once in a blue moon sort of drink. How do your friends sort of affect you? Do they smoke? Do they drink quite often? Or
I don't care about my friends, to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. I do care, but I don't care enough to have them influence my own consumption of alcohol, my own influences on drugs and smoking. Your friends are going to be the ones who majorly influence your life, certain periods. So they have the power to change your life and to also change what you're addicted to. So imagine your friend coming up to you and saying, look, we smoke now, you've got to smoke. That's incredibly manipulating, incredibly, you know, there's a lot of peer pressure on that as well.
Yeah.
And I just don't care about that sort of side of it. I do care about my friends dearly. They're a big part of my life, but I understand where I'm going with it and what damages and what potential damages people can bring on those things like that. So,
what about your diet? So we had a little look at it before. You're eating fruit and veg, you know, more than once or twice a day. Do you have any meals that sort of your go-to meal that you like above all?
Oh, absolutely. I think that the team knows about my Wednesday nights. I mentioned the word Amelia's, and they know what I have at Amelia's. It's the Hawaiian burger, and I'll follow that up with a slice of chocolate zucchini cake. That's a Wednesday night special for me. So basically, so Monday through Tuesday through Wednesday, I'll just do basically nuts, seeds, and fruit for the morning, and then at nights it'll be proteins and juices. Lots of just I'll do a dominant green vegetable juice with a nice sweet fruit in it. Yep. And I'll do that for the last sort of 2 meals, the lunch and the evening meals. Then obviously Wednesday is Amelia's, chocolate zucchini and Hawaiian burger. And then obviously Saturday lunchtime through to Sunday lunchtime, I've given myself you know, a break where I can have anything I want.
Yep.
And that's where the chips and M&Ms might come in there. So
yeah.
that's my only one. And I think that's probably normal to have something like that in my life where I can go, you know what?
That's your vice.
If you're going to break it there, knowing full well that you've got a pretty disciplined approach to eating and I know a good understanding of that as well. So
Yeah, well, sure, you seem very disciplined, very in control. So probably one thing that might frustrate you more than anything is sort of your family history with sort of health diseases that affected them. And
my family's had a pretty thorough history of lupus and porphyria and things like that. And to recognise that if you keep fit and have a good understanding of nutrition and diet and also exercise and sleeping and also a good mental program, then you've set yourself up for a bit more success than what you would have if you actually had gone off track and been a bit more ill-disciplined and things like that.
so you sort of keep on top of that even more by having the preventative health checks. So a lot of people that are feeling really good, you know, in their young sort of fit stage of life, they sort of neglect that, going to see the doctor for the preventative health check. But
6 months ago I had one, and that was because I started working here. I had to have one, but it did create in my mind an opportunity to go, well, you know, this is a regular thing that I should be doing. I should recognise that and build it in. I understand that there's no issues with cost and time for myself, that shouldn't be an issue. So I definitely will be picking those things up.
do you have any advice for any of our viewers watching this from home?
A big one is just listen to your body. Don't argue with it. If your brain is saying something different to what your body is saying, there's an argument. So understand that your body is telling you something. And a big one for me is to understand that food is thy medicine. What you're putting into your body can help, and it can also hinder your body. So those are two big things for me. Probably the third is keep it simple.
You mentioned before about some coping mechanisms. Would you like to tell us a little bit about them?
You know, we all have events in our life where they are quite stressful, and you need to deal with those things. They all intertwine. So if you can't get the mind in a safe space or get into a safe state, there are other things you can use before that. So the physical stuff, you can actually go for a run, you can go for a walk, or even just go and lift something. Once you've got that sort of stuff going, then you can start to enter the mind again and start to deal with things. So,
do you have any major support networks that you sort of rely on or you go to for support?
I've mentioned in the past that I don't believe in engaging in unqualified people. That's just who I am. It's nothing to do with, you know, my friends and my network of friends around that. I just believe that if you're not dealing with it with the right people, you might be getting advice in the wrong way. I definitely lend on my friends for a perspective. For example, if I'm off track on, say, you know, a particular thought in, say, a role or a job I'm doing at the IDX, I might bounce it off some people down here who are, you know, who have a pretty good idea of how I'm going with stuff and things.
Well, thanks for chatting with us. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, Michael.
You're welcome.
And hope to catch you around in the gym sometime.
Good to see you there as well.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.